scratch, and sniff.
Alex James Brierley is a multi-instrumentalist singer-songwriter who, at the tender age of 20, has achieved far more than many people twice his age. Having written well over an album's worth of material and headlining a couple of bands before going solo, he's now teamed up with legendary Grammy and Brit Award-winning producer Steve Levine. The result? His debut EP Listen, mastered at Abbey Road Studios in London and now available on all platforms, showcasing his unique and soulful blend of emotive lyrics and melodic hooks. And in this, the very first show of SNS Online's 5th series, we'll be talking to Alex about his musical passions and influences, work on both the EP and forthcoming album, and long-term hopes for the future. We've also got our fingers crossed that he might give us a tune or two in the studio. But before all that, let's see what Alex James Brierley has got. I'm Nick Randall. You're listening to SNS Online.
I found a place with space where we can live our life. Please run away with me, 'cause I know where I'm going. You're through. Don't worry, I'll care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. Daytime heat waves getting me. I can't make peace with my enemies. Looking down sides fires, I can see them. Death, destruction haunting me, and we're standing in a place to know. From all these doors that are open, make it a good decision. It's hard to hold on to what you've already got. Simply wheels and wires. It says you want to stop Don't worry, I don't care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm scratch and sniff welcome to Alex James Brierley. Alex, a very warm welcome to the show, and I've got to tell you, if I could express myself emoji style, it would be one jaw-dropping wow. I mean,
Emoji style?
Emoji style. So you're 20 years old, yeah?
Yes.
20 years old?
Nearly 21.
I've got a list here, and I'm going to read it out. Playing the piano since you were 6, singing since you were 10, and you can play... Now, I'm quoting the Lancashire Telegraph here.
Lancashire Telegraph?
The Lancashire Telegraph, apparently.
I didn't know that existed.
Well, apparently, it said it on the top anyway. It was the Bolton Echo or something. You can play every musical instrument one could put in front of you, be it cello, piano, guitars, not guitar, guitars, violin, and viola. So that's pretty amazing. What about the Himalayan nose flute, Alex? Can you play that?
I could give it a go if you've got one on you.
But you can't play it yet, can you? I'm just making a little point there. Okay, thanks, Alex. So, listen, it seems your whole life so far has been in preparation for this moment. I mean, not just in here, but the whole thing.
I think sort of accidentally, yeah. I mean, I started off, I used to watch my dad play the piano, because all my family are sort of musicians of some sort. And my dad used to play the piano when I was little. I remember watching him, and I used to try and copy him. I'd look at the music and pretend that I was reading it, and I'd just poke at the notes. But and then eventually I thought, well, we might as well get him some piano lessons and see how it goes. And then
brilliant.
It just sort of started from there. And
That's
then
fantastic.
I taught myself guitar, and then I eventually got onto violin and viola, did lessons for that as well. So I did a lot of jazz and classical to start off with, and that was just learning it and reading the music. And then I got more creative when I was at high school and started writing my own stuff.
So it's lovely that your parents encouraged you like that.
I owe it to my parents as well.
Absolutely. Hello to Alex's parents. You have already had quite a bit of history with previous bands, of the sound possibly being the most significant.
Yeah, that was it. I've been through 3 sort of bands, and one started off at college. That was when I wrote a whole album, and I started thinking, well, you know what, I might want to take this seriously. And it was made up of quite a few college mates, but then we sort of had disagreements, and I ended up going solo. And because I wrote all the songs, so I started this thing called Alex James and the Sound. And then from there, we just decided we just decided that it'd be better just to call it my name, which is Alex James Brierley, and take it as just a solo project from there.
And you now have a different backing bands to the original?
Yeah. I mean, people come and go, but I've got a lot of musicians that...
But Alex remains.
Yes. If I'm doing a gig, then there's always someone that can play the music, so it's great.
The daytime heat waves getting me. I can't make peace with my enemies. Looking down sides fires, I can see them. Death, destruction haunting me. And we're standing in a place of nowhere. Yeah, we're standing in a place of nowhere.
One thing I particularly wanted to ask you about were your experiences in the Calais refugee jungle and the music that inspired you post that experience.
Well, we decided to... I mean, UNICEF picked up this song that I wrote called Place of Nowhere. It was originally about general war and peace, and they thought, well, it could be a good song to do with the refugee crisis, so we sort of re-recorded it, and then we did a big appeal for UNICEF for Calais camp, you know, the jungle camp in France. So we went there, visited it a few times, and we raised a lot of just basically supplies for the refugees. And it was a really good experience.
I mean, that sounds incredible thing to do.
Yeah, it was. I think I was 19 at the time, so it was quite an experience for me personally to actually go and see something like that, because you're meeting people that just have nothing. They've not even got a right to be anywhere. And all the proceeds went to UNICEF, and obviously through radio interviews and appeals, we raised a lot of support for the refugee crisis.
Wasted towns and burned down places. Get down on friendly faces now. Yeah. Woo. And people running around at their own paces. Out of way and out of spaces now. Yeah. Woo. And we're standing in a place of nowhere. Where you're running, are you going somewhere? We're standing in a place of nowhere. Where you're running, are you going somewhere? There's nowhere going now. We're gonna have to fight, even if it's not right. And I will show you how. There's no stopping now. We're standing in a place of nowhere. We're in a place of nowhere. Yeah, we're in a place of nowhere. Yeah, we're in a place of nowhere.
And I remember I actually saw a video, I think it was an interview with you, but you were saying that anybody cynical who thought these refugees are, you know, they got mobile phones and they're all fine and blah, 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 and need to go there, and then pretty well everybody's opinion will change.
Yeah, I mean, like my
I mean,
opinion,
and I agree with you, and I haven't been, but I've always felt that. I've been quite angry with
I mean,
some
my
people's
opinion has
attitudes.
always been impartial. Like you can't tell until you've actually seen something yourself with your own eyes. And I got there, and the suffering and the just like the loss of hope when you walk into the camp, and you just think, well, how can anyone say all these things about kick them out of the country or keep them out?
Absolutely.
Or, they're all terrorists. It's just, I mean, I don't blame some of the people who are quite violent because you think, well, they're in that situation. What do you expect? I mean, imagine if the whole UK just turned into a war zone and everyone became refugees. Like, what would you think would happen? There'd be all sorts of stuff going on, wouldn't there?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm well impressed that you made this money, and all the proceeds went to UNICEF as well, which is fantastic.
A place in the wind.
So, Alex, you're now working with a total legend, Steve Levine, a Britain Grammy Award-winning producer who's worked with such luminaries as Culture Club, Beach Boys.
He's worked with The Clash.
Okay. Where did you meet him?
I was supporting Space at quite a few gigs across the UK.
Yes, you've done a bit of that, haven't you? Yeah.
In 2016, because they were sort of practicing for their new album release. And we realised that he was working with Steve Levine, so we decided to get him to introduce us to Steve Levine. And that's basically how we met him. I went to go and see him in his studio in Liverpool, and then we did I did a little acoustic performance for him, and then he said, I like the sound of your voice, so I'm happy to work with you.
Absolutely.
So that's how it all started, yeah.
Well, let's take a listen to one of Alex's earlier demos. This is Wasting Time.
I hate to think about how much time is on my hands. The stressful days are passing way too quickly. My heart is pumping so fast you can't count the beats, yeah. And time is ticking, I can't even take a seat, yeah. And I can't waste time, can't waste my time, can't waste your time, I'll be wasting you. Yeah, I'll be wasting you. I hate to think about what you think about me. Well, if you don't want me in your life, I suggest you don't give me the key, yeah. And time is ticking, we all have somewhere to go. And so I'm on my way back home with the time limit looking low. Oh, and I can't waste time, can't waste my time, can't waste your time, I'll be wasting you. Yeah, can't waste time, can't waste your time, can't waste your time, I'll be wasting you. I'll be wasting you. 'Cause when I'm old and wasted, you can seize my heart. All the mistakes you've made, blame them on me. 'Cause life's so overrated, and I don't know where to start. I can't entertain you more than I can entertain you more than this. I can entertain you more than this. No, I can entertain you more than this.
So tell us more about your earlier demos. They all sound very well produced. This is presumably just done at home, yeah?
All the songs that I write, I record as if I'm trying to record them professionally in the studio.
Yeah.
But I do it in sort of my bedroom setup. I've got a laptop with studio monitors and stuff, and I plug it all in, and I do a mix that's sort of as best as I can get it. But I'm still learning, because that's what my degree is. It's all about music production. I've basically just got a big collection of songs now. I don't want to sound big-headed, but I've lost count.
No, it's fine. But it's the idea that as well as working on your own career, you'll help to be nurturing other people in the long run.
Yeah, I record a lot of other artists as well at uni, because I've got access to some really nice studios at my uni. And basically these songs, that I just plan to sort of revamp them all, because they're sort of they're like drafts, basically.
Yeah, I understand.
They sound as if they've been produced properly, and then I basically take all the ideas and then add to them, which is what I've been doing with this Listen EP, and that's the plan for the future.
I get the feeling that I'm losing control, and I look around and everyone's on a roll, and I don't understand, yeah. Look at me, I'm just digging a hole. I keep on going with no heart or soul, and I just take it, yeah. I get the feeling that my chances are small, and I feel like I'm talking to a brick wall, and I just carry on.
So tell us how it all evolved then. You went to Manchester, you went to Liverpool rather, to record your EP Listen. What was the music inspired from and the lyrics?
The songs were written when I was a bit younger. I was probably around 15. I was at school still.
Really?
Yeah, Listen especially. I used to listen to a lot of the old Coldplay records back then. It was sort of part of my childhood.
But time is on your side. It's on your side now. Not pushing you down.
And I'd say a lot of the inspirations come from there. But some of the later stuff, like Wait on the Floor, is more of a sort of indie rock vibe. That's the second track of the EP.
Voice, and I've got to say this in an appropriate way, is yummy. It's
yummy.
Rich and yummy, and I just can't hear enough of your voice. It's fantastic. And I love the lyrics as well. The lyrics seem to imply a life lived beyond your years.
I suppose that's what comes from the inspiration from bands that are sort of maybe made up of songwriters that are a lot older than me. And,
but do you get that a lot where people say they can't believe that you're at the level you are now? You know, you're allowed to beat your own drum. This is your interview.
Well, I mean, some people have said they don't know what I'm going on about in the lyrics. I've had sort of controversial. I mean, a lot of people have given me really good feedback, so that's what I hold on to, really.
So, Alex, tell us about music that has inspired you over the years and perhaps has bled into your work.
Well, obviously I mentioned I was a big sort of Coldplay fan when I was a kid, and then I moved on to other bands such as Radiohead,
But I'm a creep. I'm a
Block Party,
3 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 6 out of 10. Better luck next.
Kings of Leon. At the moment, currently, I'm into a lot of synth pop bands or synth
Okay.
rock, so like Tame Impala. There's a band called Pond. They sort of connected. They're an Australian band. And that's where my sort of music progressed.
So this is leading up to an album.
Yes.
But presumably, that be this year or next year?
I'd say at the closest summer this year, if not then next year.
Okay, Alex, I have noticed, as a strolling player as you clearly are, you brought your guitar with you tonight.
I did bring my guitar, yeah.
Are you going to give us a little ditty, or two, or three?
Yeah, I mean, I've got 3 up my sleeve if you
Have
want
you?
3.
That's
yeah.
Well, I tell you, the more the merrier. The more the merrier. What are you planning to play for us tonight?
I think I'll play 2 tracks off the EP, so which I can play on the guitar. They're Listen and Wait on the Floor. And then I'll play what we talked about earlier as the Place of Nowhere track that was the UNICEF campaign track.
Okay, well, we've done the peak too early, so we'll stack them out a bit
Yeah.
in between the chat. I've been gagging to hear this song since we started tonight. Let's listen to Listen. You going to do that for us?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that now.
Awesome. So while Alex gets ready, just to say that you're listening to SNS Online, and you can hear us on SoundCloud, and we have a Twitter page, which is SNS Online, and also Facebook, which is SNS Online. And we have an email address, which is snsonlineshow@gmail.com. So all the information there. So right, Alex has given me a nod. I think he's ready. So I am ready to listen to a lovely acoustic version of Listen.
I've found a place with space where we can live our lives. Please run away with me, 'cause I know where I'm going. And all this jealousy, yeah, I want to have more than kiss it goodbye. And I know that I'm thinking fast. I'm not really showing it through. Don't worry, I care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. There's a storm outside and it's coming our way, and I can't think of the words this time, but I still have a lot to say. So which would you choose if I wasn't listening? I'm trying to make this better for us, trying to break this massive fall. Listen, don't worry, I care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. Don't worry, I care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. And if you don't get through, and if you don't get through, I'll set on fire. I go wilder, out of control. Ever see you go, I'll never leave you behind. You'll be fine. We'll never know if you just go. I'll set on fire. I go wilder, out of control. Ever see you go, I'll never leave you behind. You'll be fine. We'll never know if you just go. If you just go. If you just go.
I've got to say, that was absolutely amazing, Alex. That really lends itself to an acoustic version.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, it's normally played on the piano, but because I can't really take a piano on the train, so I thought I'd bring my guitar and do
Make
the
an effort
version.
next time, mate. That was just so lovely. We'll be hearing the radio edit at the end, but I wanted to hear that version. Thank you so much.
Arts, lifestyle. SNS Online.
Well, some of you may have noticed that there were more people giving me the clap in the studio for Alex, and that's because we have a small audience today, namely Alex's manager, Michael Watson, and Lisa Davis from Lisa Davis Promotions. So, while Alex goes into a specially designed Mr. and Mrs. booth, complete with music-pumping earphones, as we wouldn't want him to get his ears burned by our conversation, it's time to get the lowdown from the people in the know. Could we just check the music feed from Alex's earphones just to make sure he is incommunicado? That's the ticket. I chose the music myself. Alex is waving and tapping his feet there, probably getting inspired for a new song. Anyway, and while he's doing that, let's bring on the experts. So Mike Watson, you are Alex's manager. When did you meet him initially, and when did you see that indefinable spark that made you want to manage him?
I went to school at a place called Castle Inn in Bolton, and a lady called Julie Ramsden was a good friend of mine, and her son sent me a message to say, I'm in a band. Can you come and listen to us at school?
Listen.
Yes, getting the word in again. Plug in. And so I went to listen to these four, and they absolutely sounded shocking, to tell you the truth.
Oh.
But they did. I mean, I've never heard a band sound so bad. But what happened at the end is Alex said, I've got this song called Opening Doors. Will you listen to it on the piano? And so they had a piano in this school hall, so he started tapping away on the piano. And I forgot about the other three. He just blew me away with his voice. He's got such a fantastic tone. And so that then made me manage the band, which I didn't really want to do.
I understand. You should have been like Simon Cowell, say, I don't like you three, I just like Alex.
They was very close friends at the time.
Oh,
well, I thought they was.
Tricky.
But they wasn't entirely, but I thought they was. And I didn't really want to upset the apple cart. But
sure.
Yeah, that's how I met him. And
Cool.
through a friend.
Fantastic. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Thank you, Julie.
So Lisa Davis from Lisa Davis Promotions, you've been my champion, getting me some fantastic guests. Well, thank you so much, first of all. And tell us a little bit about your feelings about Alex.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for booking my artists. I mean, you do have very good ears, I must say.
Bless you.
I
I cream off the best, that's all.
Well, Mike actually contacted me and asked whether we'd have a listen to what Alex was up to. Also, I have worked with Steve Levine before, and Steve's actually a really good friend and has been for many, many years. And I listened to the track, and I just thought he's amazing. It's not that often, actually, that we come across talent quite like
Absolutely,
Alex. I just was
absolutely
really
agree
like
with
you, to be honest, really taken
The first
by
time
him.
I heard Listen,
Yeah.
I thought, my God, we've got to get this going.
And the thing is about the business is it is pretty immediate. So you don't always get, in my job, you don't always get second chances with people. You like yourself, you don't have the time of day to listen to everything 50 times. It has to be fairly instant. So when something comes on our desk that sounds like that, then we know we're onto a good thing then. It makes the job easier as well.
Yeah.
So,
It's that Susan Boyle moment, but without the hair, isn't it?
totally.
Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Am I right, guys?
Yeah, and I have to say, he does have a good team around him, which is he's got the talent, and it's another thing that you can sometimes have the talent, but if you don't have the right people around you, and from our point of view, it's nice working with a great team, and we're very lucky there.
But hopefully he'll get there, and he's a very grounded person, so I don't have any problems with his attitude. I've managed other people. I used to manage Tom Parker from The Wanted, and he kind of had an attitude.
Oh, really? Hi, Tom, if you're listening.
Yeah, hello, Tom. But Alex is kind of very grounded, and I hope we've got the dreams. Everyone's got dreams. I hope he's a superstar.
Well, before we prize Alex out of his booth to talk some more, I wanted to play you another one of his tracks, not on the EP, but fingers crossed for the album. This is a classic road trip vibe called Big Wheels, High Heels, apparently inspired from model and trucker Cara Rouse. And to Alex, I can just say this: go to your room immediately.
Talking down to go. What is with this world? Why can't we all just be fair and live equally? She's not very ladylike, even surprises me. On my day, I'll put the truck in. Are you crazy? She's not very ladylike, even surprises me. On my day, I'll put the truck in gear. We'll go out tonight, singing big wheels and high heels. It says she wants to be.
Scratch and Sniff. With Nick Randall.
So let's look at some of the publicity you've had over the years, Alex. BBC Introducing Us clearly picked up on your music.
Yeah, I've over the year, even before I met Michael, the manager, I had a lot of spots on BBC Lancashire with Sean McGinty, the DJ. I probably started when I was about 14, 15. Basically, as soon as I started writing songs, I just shoved them on the uploader because my dad used to, well, he has songs he's written and he used to do a lot, that kind of stuff as well. And he recommended it to me. So over the years, I've always had a bit of airplay from them. But it's always just regional stuff.
I've just got it on my screen here. You were a guest on Mike Sweeney's BBC Radio Manchester show, broadcast from Victoria Square. You were sort of strumming live.
Yeah, that was the coldest day of my life.
It looked pretty cold from the clip on YouTube, yeah.
I actually, we were doing a sound check, and I just started singing the song a bit just to get going, and my voice just disappeared. It just went. I couldn't speak, and you know when you get a bug in your throat. Yeah. And so I went into where the ice ring was. It was like an indoor place, and I warmed up, and then just in time I managed to sort of just go out and sing the song.
Well, you cracked it.
Yeah, it was all right in the end.
Brilliant. Well, good man. Fantastic.
I had man flu at the time, so.
Man flu. Student flu.
Student flu.
Yeah.
Well, I sing for you. Well, I will be there. I see this through. To pass the time away, driving in my car, driving home for Christmas.
So you played alongside Scouting for Girls and Reverend and the Makers, plus supported the Britpop band Space during their UK tour. Talk us through some highlights there.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that gig came about. I think it was something like a newspaper report in the Bolton News or the Manchester Evening News about the Macron Stadium where Bolton Wanderers play. It used to be called the Reebok. Mm-hmm. It's up north. It's a big football stadium, and there was a gig promoted in there, and they were basically letting the local bands around the area play there, and we managed to get the spot.
Brilliant.
And it was a great gig because we got all the sound effects going as well. And I actually had my dad being the sort of sound engineer, so that was interesting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to play us another track now. Wait on the Floor. What's that about?
Yeah, well, this is written while I was at sixth form college doing my A-levels, and it's sort of just about rejection in the modern clubs of today.
Brilliant. I can relate to that. I really can relate to that. I can tell you some stories, which I'm not going to, but you look like you're all ready. So
yeah, I'll get going with that one. Everybody's getting sweaty in the club. Heat levels rising, it feels so good. I take a look at the lights that are hanging above. I've got a theory that I'm in love. I have been waiting, I've stopped dancing. I have been waiting for someone like you. Everybody's just dancing away. All I wanna do is wait on the floor for you. Wait on the floor. Stood in the corner just drinking away, hoping that everything's gonna be okay.
stumbling over again and again until the taxi is 3 a.m. I have been waiting, I've stopped dancing. I have been waiting for someone like you. Everybody's just dancing away. All I wanna do is, every time I catch your eyes, you turn away. All I wanna do is wait on the floor for you. Wait on the floor for you. Wait on the floor for you. Everybody's just dancing away. All I wanna do is wait on the floor for you. And every time I catch your eyes, you turn away. All I wanna do is wait on the floor. Everybody's getting sweaty in the club. Heat levels rising, it feels so good.
Woo! And that was, hey, that was fantastic. So it's great to have an audience as well. It makes a bit of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that. The songs on the actual EP, where are they inspired from? Are there links to your past or whatever?
From the songs that, I mean, on the EP are kind of from school and college. And I'd say Wait on the Floor in particular was kind of like a fantasy song. It wasn't really written about any personal experience that actually happened, but it was more of like a scenario that might have come up in my head. So you can kind of interpret that how you want to. Listen is more a song about hope that was written for a girl that I used to have a thing with at school. And Opening Doors is literally just about the stress of the pressure that's put on young people on having to choose opportunities so quickly and at an early age at school and college.
Absolutely.
I mean, it kind of feels weird releasing them at the moment because I'm nearly finished uni.
Does the girl in question know that you've written a song about her?
I don't think so, but she's a sort of my...
She's a sister of a drop. Shh. No, we won't put that in.
If the radio's dull in the neighborhood, who you gonna call?
Nick Randall.
Okay, so let's hear one of your tracks from your forthcoming EP, Listen. This is Opening Doors. And you're listening to Scratch and Sniff.
And if you're gonna just sit there, if you're gonna just watch life drive by, you'll end up at the bottom of life's pyramid. Everybody shows it. There's no need to lie anymore. I don't wanna care. I don't wanna care. I don't wanna opportunity flashing before my eyes. I begin to reach, but away they rise. Wish I was stronger, and I wish I was taller. From all these doors that are open, making a good decision. It's hard to hold on to what you've already got. From all these doors that are open, making a good decision. It's hard to hold on to what you've already got. Whoa,
So you were telling me both your parents are also musicians, or musical anyway.
Yeah, my dad more than my mum, but my mum used to play violin. My mum's sister is a soprano opera singer who sings at the Royal Albert Hall.
Fantastic.
My dad used to be in a band called Inner Voices at his high school. I don't know what you call it now. It was like there's two different high schools.
Okay.
I don't want to go into that detail, but
Secondary school?
yeah, something like that. And yeah, he was in the same school as Daniel Craig, who sort of recently moved to Merseyside in that time. And then I think the story has it that they invited him to play football with him because he didn't know anyone. It's not that he didn't have any friends, he just moved into the area, so he didn't know anyone. And they became sort of like you you have the group of lads who are friends at school.
Yeah.
And then eventually...
Your dad knew Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I didn't believe him at first until I saw the pictures on... You just type it in on Google, like my dad's name, Daniel Craig, and it just comes up.
Brilliant.
But, they used to be in a band together at school. And I think Daniel Craig used to sing, and they did a recording on tape, analog tape of The House of the Rising Sun.
Okay.
And I've heard it, and it's
is it good?
It's quite rubbish, actually.
Brilliant.
He made a promise to Daniel Craig he'd never sell it to the
So
press.
I can never dig it up at the archives to play it. Damn.
Yeah, you never know.
I was building up to that moment. Anyway.
I might release it myself.
So you're going to give us one more track tonight with your guitar.
Yep.
What are you going to give us?
I'm going to give you Place of Nowhere, which is what we were talking about earlier with the UNICEF campaign. This
Absolutely.
song was written a long time ago when I was 15. And you can actually see the original music video on YouTube if you look for it. And yeah, it's in support of all those people in need out there. Daytime heat waves getting me. I can't make peace with my enemies. Look
looking down sights far as I can see, and that destruction haunting me, and we're standing in a place of nowhere. We're standing in a place of nowhere. There's no working out. We're gonna have to fight, even if it's not right. I will show you how. There's no stopping now. We're standing in a place of nowhere. Wasted towns and burned down places. Get down, no friendly faces now, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And people running around at their own paces, hide away in our own spaces now, yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And we're standing in a place of nowhere. Where you're running, are you going somewhere? We're standing in a place of nowhere. Where you're running, are you going somewhere? There's no working out. We're gonna have to fight, even if it's not right. I will show you how. There's no stopping now. We're standing in a place of nowhere. We're 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 in a place of nowhere. There's no working out. We're gonna have to fight, even if it's not right. I will show you how. There's no stopping now. We're standing in a place of nowhere.
That was just lovely and so inspiring. I can understand why UNICEF, adopted that, and the fact that you donated all the proceeds as well is, bless you. Bless you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So, Alex, future plans. How do you see it all panning out?
Future plans, I mean, we're looking into a lot of gigs. We need to choose what songs are going to go on the debut album. And I mean, I hope just to keep building my fan base and interviews such as this are hopefully going to help with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Alex, thank you so much for tonight. Looking forward to listening to Listen Again, and I hope it's going to be top of charts very, very soon. It only remains for me to give you, as we give all our guests, a celebrity goodie bag to you. So there you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
And the very best of luck from SNS Online.
It was lovely speaking to you.
Found a place with space where we can live our life. Please run away with me, 'cause I know where I'm going. You're through. Don't worry, I'll get what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. There's a storm outside and it's coming our way, and I can't think of the words this time, but I still have a lot to say. So which would you choose if I wasn't listening? I'm trying to make this better for us. I'm trying to break this messy fuss. Listen, don't worry, I'll care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. Don't worry, I'll care what they say. Give me patience, we'll get there someday. I'm like a whole nation waiting for you, and it won't be complete if you don't get through. I'll set on fire, I'll go wilder, out of control. If I see you go, I'll never leave you behind. You'll be fine, we'll never know if you just go. I'll set on fire, I'll go wilder, out of control. If I see you go, I'll never leave you behind. You'll be fine.
Coming up on SNS Online.
It's basically about these incredibly brave, brilliant, extraordinary young women, aged mainly between 18 and 28, who flew planes to the front line during World War II.
Because I wanted the world to get better, and I knew it couldn't get better if it's going to be ruled by men. Matter of fact, I think it's amazing how well the men did for 2,000 years, consider they tried to do it alone.
I really feel that all the things about being gay can help us as doctors, because we know what it's like to feel different, and we can share that with our children, and I think the level of empathy is quite unique and important.
I thought to myself, well, if this is a twice-weekly programme and going on throughout the year, I should be editor. So I gave myself the job, as it were, and had it on the credits, and nobody queried it. It was extraordinary.
Girls in the Women's Auxiliary Air Force are being called upon to handle many of the responsible jobs which were previously entrusted only to RAF mechanics and ground staff.
And they flew without radar, sometimes without training on that particular plane. You know, they'd have learnt on a Tiger Moth and they'd be given a Spitfire.
I don't think it did help me get a pay rise, but the point was, I suppose children's programmes were regarded as so insignificant, nobody bothered what went on.
Pauline Gower was the woman who spearheaded it. She got equal pay for equal work.
Yes,
the first woman ever
Which is very,
in Britain
very
to do
topical
it.
in the
and
news at the moment.
We are still fighting that battle in 2018. How does that happen?
Our season of shows celebrating both International Women's Day and 100 years of voting rights for women in the UK begin with actress Louise Jameson talking all things At a Girl. Exclusive and downloadable, only on SNS.